Yeah, from Taiwan, Taipei, 3520. I have a question. Please give us more explanation about from next year. As we know, the annual fund will be deduct 3% to support administration fee. Who and when, according to what, decide this policy? And this 3% will go where? And who will in charge this 3%? Thank you.
Was the question in regard to the deduction, the utilisation of a percentage of annual fund contributions to the Rotary Foundation? Was that the question? Where is the gentleman, Gulam?
Oh, he was there.
Yeah. And you must forgive us, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of echo up here, so it's somewhat difficult. But
那个 Venture， 你刚才讲的那个是5%，不是3%。啊 ？5%， 对，因为我一直听到你讲3%。OK，5% is correct.
So if the question was, and again, forgive me because it's not easy to hear up here, if the question was, how was that decision arrived at, and I think that was the question, there was a committee. Of course, it is Rotary, there is always a committee. And the committee comprised current trustees, past trustees, current directors, and people from outside, former senior leaders, who recognised or who accepted the Board of Trustees' recognition that we needed to broaden the funding model for the Rotary Foundation. We needed another source of funds to guarantee our viability apart from investment earnings. We discussed this, we looked at every conceivable method of ensuring the viability of our foundation. It took over 12 months. We came up with some recommendations. I was chairman of that committee. We came up with some recommendations which went to the trustees, came back to the committee, and it was agreed in the end that the 3 relatively modest changes that come in effect on the 1st of July next year were appropriate. And that includes a 5% charge on flow-through cash that goes to support a foundation project that requires administration but makes no contribution to earnings because it's not there for long enough. There is a charge on that. There is an amount that is earmarked for meeting expenses or to replenish reserves if it's needed, only coming from the World Fund, not having any impact at all on DDF. And the third change is the imposition of a negotiated figure from large commitments made by outside organisations. So to answer the specific question, it was very carefully considered over a long period of time by a broad-based committee.
Thank you. Yes, Gulam.
Excuse me, Jackson.
Sorry, give me 1 minute.
May I use some Mandarin just explain to them some because I saw a lot of Taiwan Rotarians here. 那个我们 DGE Venture 他刚才谈的那个5% 这个问题哈，因为我们 Trustee 在决定从明年的2015年的7月1号开始就实施这个。刚才我们的 Trustee In 哈，他解释的就是说，本身这个5% 是跟我们地区的地区国壤是完全。我们的权利都是有保持，都没有关系，只是它这个5% 会到 Global Fund 去，但是到时候假如说到年度结束的时候没有用到的时候，钱这个5% 还是不会用到，所以各位在座的 DGE 啦，因为这从明年开始，或者 DGN， 所以请你们这个放心，好不好？谢谢你们，谢谢。